power bill through the roof? At 320 Solar, that power bill will be no more. In fact, about 90% of our customers report lower solar payments than with electricity. That's more power in your pocket. 320 Solar. Power up.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
People, how you feeling?
Hey, guys. Welcome to another night of What's Cooking in the South. Let's talk a little NFC South football. Let's talk Bucs. We got a Saints-Falcons game to talk about this week. We got the perfect guest for that, Harry the Greek. He's coming right up. I think we have Ray Kennedy going to pop by tonight, and I hear the dude's going to stop by. So this should be a fun night. I got an amazing recipe for you guys tonight. Wait till you see what I've got. I'm telling you, it's amazing. And it's not that hard to do. So I think you guys will love it. Anyway, we're going to talk a little. You're at the intersection of food and football. I think you're going to enjoy it. Let's have a good time here on What's Cooking in the South. And I want to hear from you guys. I'm going to go ahead and put the number up running across the bottom. You guys can give me a call, 678-825-5263, 678-TALK, the number 2, me. And I look forward to hearing from you. Now, I've got a little bit that I want to talk about, a little bit to get off my chest. I want to talk a little bit about Tom Brady. Doesn't everybody? Doesn't everybody always? So here is the deal. Tom Brady's on pace to throw for 4,400 yards. He's on pace to throw half of the picks that guy from last year threw. All right, he's still on pace, I believe, and I don't remember the number of touchdowns. I don't want to tell you wrong. I had it, and I forgot what the number was now. Harry may remember, but I have no idea. But anyway, the point of the matter is, when you break this all down and look at it, holy cow, man, it's not quite as bad as maybe we thought. I mean, it's not good. Understand it, but they're 7-5. They're on pace for 10-6. When's the last time that happened? So I do say at least keep a little bit of cheer. Now, even though you're there, even though maybe you get to the point where there's all right, you're going to try to think positive. You're going to try to take that approach. Let's be realistic, guys. Let's be realistic. You cannot start games like the Buccaneers have started. You can't do it. You cannot do it. Period. End. If you start games like this, you're going to lose games repeatedly. You don't get to run the ball as much. Now, what they're doing, I think, has been ridiculous. But when you start games like this, when you're down 17-0 and the coin flips barely hit the ground, there's a problem. So that's got to change. Okay, Christopher Cole said he's on pace for, I think it was 38 was the number I heard on TDs. So 38 touchdowns, 15 picks, 4,400 yards, and people are out here complaining about Tom Brady. I mean, it's the best season any Buccaneers quarterback has ever had. Let me repeat this. Tom Brady is on pace for the best season any Buccaneers quarterback has ever had. That's and now think about the complaining about Brady that you guys are reading on Facebook, and I know you're reading it. He's too old. It's over. He's a has-been. Oh, look at this. You've heard it. Guys, 4,400 yards, 15 interceptions, 38 touchdowns. That's what he's on pace for. Freaking celebrate. If before this year started, I told you those were going to be his statistics, you'd have thrown a party. If I'd have said the Bucs were going to make the playoffs, right, for the first time before Tom Brady got involved in this whole mix, you'd have been thrilled. Okay? It's good news, guys. It is good news. There's bad. Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. It's brutal to watch your team go down 17-0 in like a minute and a half. Okay? That hurts. And it taints your view. He said taint. It taints your view on the rest of the game. I understand that. Okay? But come on. Come on. There's reason to celebrate. We're going into a bye week where we can get healthy. We're going into a bye week where things can settle. People can get on the same page. A lot of this crap can get worked out. And you come back out and you're playing a team that's very beatable. The Minnesota Vikings. And guys, when you say the Buccaneers should win this game, I've heard, and it's funny because I was watching on Facebook. I paid a lot more attention today, had a little more time, and there were so many people who were just like, "Oh my God, they're going to lose to the Vikings." They're blah blah blah. Everybody was so negative, and I'm laughing, and I'm thinking, have you not looked at the Vikings record? Have you not looked at the fact that the Vikings just really aren't that good this year? I mean, their defense is nothing like it used to be. Their offense isn't even really what it used to be. So, and I'm sure Harry's going to be able to break this down far more intelligently than me and Ray. Both of these guys are going to have a lot to say that's going to maybe open your eyes a little bit about some numbers. And I know one way to find out what Harry's going to say, and that's bring Harry in here. Hey, brother.
Hey, how you doing, Rick?
Doing great. Doing great. What's the first question? What'd you have for dinner?
Traditional Greek food.
You always say that, but you got to be more specific. Come on, man.
I had ribs with greens. I had to throw that out there. Actually, I did. I ate some leftover ribs that I had in the refrigerator. They were unbelievably smoked. I had some really nice collards, some steamed cabbage, and the best Southern macaroni and cheese I've ever eaten in my entire life. It was incredible.
That is what's cooking in the South.
Absolutely.
Let's find out what else is cooking in the South by going to Ray Kennedy, bringing Ray into this. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, fellas. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Now I feel like I don't have a Christmas tree behind me. What's wrong with me?
We got you covered.
Great minds think alike, Rick.
And then there's me. So Ray, what'd you have for dinner?
Traditional Greek. No, I'm kidding. No, we get these package meals, and we get 3 meals a week. It's a great plan. And tonight, my wife made me garlic mashed potatoes,
I'm picturing
spicy.
Ray sitting around a table with like government cheese.
No, but I have my votive candles. I've lit these to bring the good spirits to the Bucs this week or next week against the
That's
Minnesota
what I'm
Vikings.
seeing in the front there. I wasn't sure what I was looking at.
Oh, yeah,
And I'm burning incense in the back.
I mean, all you're burning. But mashed potatoes, and the best part about it is there were
Nice.
also what's the word I'm looking for? Zucchini, cut up zucchini, nice little zucchini cut up, mixed with the potatoes, and they were garlic mass sausage meatballs, really dipped in a nice sauce. So that was the compliment. That was the compliment of the entire dish.
Nice.
Was it tzatziki sauce or Ray sauce?
It was a Ray sauce.
But seriously, if anybody's ever looking for a great recipe for Grecian style chicken and potatoes, I swear to you, it's so easy to make.
Send it to me.
I promise you I will. And
Yeah, you send it to me. I'll make
Rick.
it. I'll make it. I will cook it, and I will make it a recipe of the day.
I'm telling you, it's absolutely delicious.
Awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah, send that. Wait till
5
you guys
minutes
see
of
the
prep.
recipe I had today.
Oh, I can't wait.
See, now it's going down to 27 degrees tonight, and all I can say is It's a great recipe for that kind of night. Okay. It's
Well,
cold
Rick, if
here.
you don't mind, can you take some of that cold weather and bring it back up there to the Carolinas with you? Because
Yeah.
this is
No,
miserable.
I'm in the Carolinas. I'm in the
Yeah.
Carolinas. I'm not
I know,
going to take it down from you. What are you calling
take it
cold,
away.
Harry? What are you calling cold, Harry?
52
Come on,
degrees.
no, it's 56 right now. That's ridiculous.
We're going to half of that, brother.
That's okay, Rick. When it gets warm back up and you guys are in the 30s and the 20s, Ray and I will make sure we invite you on when we have the pool shot in the backyard. What do you think, Rick?
We have with the yeah.
Listen, I'm a crunchy leaf guy more than a beach guy.
Okay.
So I would rather than wearing flip flops. You're looking at me right now, okay? So I am perfectly happy sitting here in eating my comfort food and having a great this is good. I'm happy. I'm happy.
You look happy, Rick. You look.
I am happy. I am happy. It's also Black Friday's over. I got some sleep. I'm happy.
It's just starting at UPS. Tonight was the first real big push night. It's going to get better from here on out.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I got a real quick funny story for Black Friday.
Go for it.
I mean, I understand why they go into your store, Rick, okay? Because people are clamoring to purchase furniture, correct? Yes or
right.
no?
Yes.
Okay. Now, would you ever think about going to a tire shop, walking in because they think it's a retail establishment, and looking over and seeing Interstate batteries or Bridgestone tires sitting over to the left going, man, I just got to have those. And you know what? We're open at 6 o'clock in the morning. And then people actually started a fight in the showroom because they said, I seen those tires first.
Wow.
Think about that for a minute. I was like, hey guys,
wow.
I got 3,000 tires in my storeroom. Seriously, I got enough to go around.
We didn't have that. We just had people who were like, you know how when you go furniture shopping and you want to just like have the person stay there with them and go through in detail, every little detail on, I mean, they want you to be there while they kick the tires per se, Harry. They walk you through this entire process. And then, they that's what they want from you. And you can't do it when there's just lines of people coming in. And, it's insane. And then you always have the idiots who are like, I'm not going to wear a mask, even though it's a mandate.
Tell me about it. It's ridiculous. And by the way, talking about furniture, I'm waiting over 4.5 months for 2 chairs and ottomans.
Yeah.
4.5 months.
Welcome to my life. This is what I have to deal with. Every day.
I'd rather talk about food. Yeah,
me too. Christopher, I definitely would rather talk about food. Christopher Cole says about Brady, if he has a great game, 4 games, he could get close to 5,000 yards. That's correct.
Yes, sir.
Jimmy James says, I still believe in Brady, but if we get in the playoffs, we're going all the way to the bowl. That's awesome. That's awesome. See, there. Thank you for not just like, getting on here and being like, it's all over. I mean, I feel like I'm spending time trying to keep Buccaneers fans from jumping out of the window, and they're going to the playoff for the first time in 15 years. What? Yeah. I mean,
don't say nothing.
Don't tell anybody.
But guy, and
don't tell anybody. But the Bucs are going to the playoffs.
If you tell 10-year-old me back in 1980, and just if everything was the exact same, but you tell me back in 1980, and of course 79 was a championship game, so it's not a great analogy, but if you tell 10-year-old me that Tom freaking Brady's coming to play for the Bucs, that I've watched, and of course if I'm 10, I've only watched him for 7 years because I started watching when I was 3, but the history in the game that this guy has, and you tell me that he's gonna bring his legacy, and here's the thing about 2020, right, with social distancing and COVID-19, it just, as good as we won the offseason, and I've said that all along, we won the offseason pressers because we really made all the news, but they're getting now just under 20,000 fans to a game, and that you want to have 68,000 screaming people there, because there would be 68,000 if they announced that Tom Brady was going to do a scrimmage there tomorrow and the gates opened at 9. You'd have 68,000 people there because they want to see Tom live. But I'm using COVID-19 as an analogy here, is that it's because it's been a bum year. 2020 has kind of been a bum year, and we've looked for positives through the negatives. And one of the positives has been this team and this team that they put together for this run, for this just a good year run. But I think sometimes when we have a couple of losses and we lose against the Rams and we lose against the Chiefs, still holding them to 10 points in the second half, people tend to go a little bit more to the extreme. I think part of that's because they'd like to be able to go there and see Tom Brady in person. I know I would. And then B, I think that, 2019 or 2020 has just been one of those years, and it's been a year of extremes. So, no one's jumping off the bandwagon. We just got to adjust our seat and get ready for these next 4 games. The fourth quarter is about to start.
Right.
I'd like to jump on.
You're so right in this sense. But this is where I think things, when I was thinking about this is where things went kind of the way that they've gone, and why I think fans have sort of adopted the attitudes that they have. First of all, the Lightning won the Stanley Cup, and the Rays were going to the World Series. So automatically the pressure for the Super Bowl got ratcheted so unrealistically high. And then tack onto that, the Super Bowl's in Tampa, and Tom Brady comes here. It's a collision of unrealistic outlook, and everybody screaming for something that and demanding something that, I mean, even though it's like, okay, what if I told you before this year, hey guys, remember, now flash backwards, everybody, remember how excited you were that there were new uniforms coming out? Mm-hmm. Now, what if I told you on those days, the Bucs are going to be better than they've been in 15 years. Your quarterback's going to throw for 4,400 yards, only throw 15 picks and 38 touchdowns. You're going to go to the playoffs. And,
and you have a shot at going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All they have to do is get into the dance.
Right.
Rick, it's such a great point, but I want to jump on Ray's back for a second here and what he was talking about. This is such a media-driven league. Ray wrote a piece about this. I mean, there's so many narratives. If the Bucs do good, everybody in the media is jumping on their back, and when they're doing bad, they're going, "See, we told you so." It's so much BS. It just drives me nuts. And that's the difference between a fair weather fan and a loyal fan. And I'm a transplant down here, and everybody knows that the Bucs were not my number one team. And since I've been doing these shows, and the more I'm learning about the Buccaneers, it's great to be a fan. It really is. But I'm so sick and tired of hearing such negative press about this team, when in fact they are the most talented team in all of football. And you're hearing it from a person who's a prognosticator when it comes to gambling on sports. Front line, back line, first string, second string, offense, defense. This team is stacked. They have some internal problems. I don't really want to get into that unless you guys want to.
It's all good.
We can take this segment into coaching. But first and foremost, the media's really got to get off the back of this team. They are so negative about it. I mean, when they lose, everybody just wants to pound on them. And
listen, guys, they capitalized. The Buccaneers ate up every bit of the positive media that they were getting. And listen, man, this comes with that. Okay, you took all the great press, so you better be able to take it when it comes back and bites you.
No, but they're always staying in the middle. You understand what I'm saying? The media always stays into the middle to see when they're going to falter or when they're going to do great. I got a line here for you, okay? And I know not everybody's really equipped to talk about gambling, but who do you think is the favorite to win the Super Bowl this year? And I'm going to give you a hint. It's not an NFC team.
The network, but
I'm going to AFC Pittsburgh Steelers.
No, believe it or not, it's the Kansas City Chiefs at only plus 250. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I want to show you exactly where the general public, forget the media, where the general public thinks that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lie. First off, the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks right now are plus 800. So for every 100 you wager on one of those teams, they will give you 8-1 on your money. Tampa Bay falls right in the middle of this pack at plus 1,400. So for every 100 you wager, call me a dumb gambler, but this is smart. I can go lay $100 right now and cash for $1,400 if Tampa Bay wins the Super Bowl. Here's another one. The team that just beat them, the LA Rams, are plus 2,000. So why is that? Think about that.
Wait,
because
what?
That's right. The Rams are plus 2,000. The Bucs are favorite more to win the Super Bowl than the LA Rams.
Right, I understand.
And do you know why? Because they just got their ass handed to them from the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
Okay? The no friggin' logic league. But here's another one. Arizona Cardinals, plus 5,000. Washington Redskins, they're only plus 2,500.
You said Redskins.
Oops, sorry. I said the R word. I hope I didn't offend anybody out there. Last but not least, Dallas and the Giants. If they go to the playoffs.
This is not the worst thing you've caught me doing.
That's true. Pornhub was a few minutes ago. But anyway, Giants and the Dallas Cowboys, collectively, one's plus 15,000 for every 100, and the Dallas Cowboys are plus 20,000. One of these teams are going to merge out of the East. They're giving the Washington football team a lot of credit here at only being plus 2,500. Tampa is in the upper echelon, and they're even ahead of the LA Rams. So that's why I was saying something about, I was trying to get on Ray's back, is because he was absolutely correct with that article that he wrote. It's a media-driven league.
But let me say something, though, Harry. The way lines are set has nothing to do with who they think is better or worse.
The public is the one that determines it.
Well, right, but popularity plays a lot into that.
Yes and no. It's not as big of a factor that you actually think it is. Believe me, you were right a long time ago, and you said it, and very few people know that. The book is never really going to lose money unless there's only one game on TV.
Right.
But when you have a broad spectrum of 16 games playing on an average week, the book is always going to make their money because of the juice. These lines that I'm reading
juice, by the way, he said juice. Not Jews.
I said juice. Yeah, juice. Oh my God. I did the R word and almost the J word.
You know how these Greeks can be. They start breaking plates and yelling, Opa.
Opa! Hey, look, seriously, Tampa Bay's plus 1,400. Their odds are better at winning the Super Bowl. And the people out there, not the media, the people out there actually feel it's getting better. Now, watch what happens next week. Not this Sunday, but the following Sunday, because they're on a bye week. And they end up beating their next opponent. That line's going to go all the way down to 800. So I implore you, if you have an extra 100 laying around, or 500, or 1,000, or $50, take advantage of that line. Because that is ridiculous. Because in the NFC, it's so wide open.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about it because I don't even know where you bet. I don't know how to do that.
I'll help you. I'll help you out with that. As we say in Chicago, hey, I got a guy. All right,
I got a guy. Let's touch base real quick with these comments. Unbelievable! Can you believe that I saw a post that suggested that we trade our 2021-2022 Mike Evans for the number 2 overall pick in the draft and draft Justin Fields to sit behind Brady. I don't know. I mean, do I believe you saw a post on Facebook or something that said that? Sure.
Facebook never lies.
Was some of the posts I've seen? Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I got to get a sound drop for that, that commercial with that, I'm a French model, that guy that, everything they say on the internet is true. I've got to get that as a sound drop. Just enjoy the ride, Bucs fans. We're most likely only going to have this type of winning this year and next year. After 2021, we will likely be rebuilding again or resuming our losing tradition.
Hey, guys, Rick, let me point out, and again, Ndamukong Suh 1 year, Shaq Barrett 1 year. I mean, the players we have, Tom Brady.
For now.
Well, for now, but I don't think even if no matter what the Bucs do, okay, even if the Bucs go all the way and win Lombardi, Jason Light's not going to go into next year and lock Leonard Fournette, Ndamukong Suh, Shaq Barrett. He's not going to lock them up to 4 and 5 year long, $30 million signing bonuses. From a cap standpoint, most of especially our late players we brought in, but Ndamukong Suh and Shaq Barrett and Tom Brady, these are 1 and 2 year deals. Gronkowski at $10 million. Sure. So we can. That's the thing is we're giving it a shot. We have a team. We get to watch Tom friggin' Brady play quarterback for the Bucs, but we're not in cap hell. We've actually still got a sensibly, other than Mike Evans, who continues to keep renegotiating his contract to make it more team friendly to open up cap space. We're not all of a sudden in Dallas Cowboy cap hell next year. 2 years from now, we're not having to get rid of players because we can't sign them. So I'm always talking, hey, always be rebuilding or reloading instead of rebuilding. But I think after we get this, it's more of a reload than a rebuild.
Well, and people don't realize that. Look, at the beginning of this year, you didn't know you were going to have Brady and Gronk and Fournette and McCoy and blah, blah, blah. Okay. You didn't know that was going to happen. You don't know who you're going to end up with next year. You don't know the different pieces that are going to want to come to this team because of Brady and
Donovan Smith.
Gronk is going to come back.
Donovan Smith's $14 million contract's gone next year. We drafted tackle in the first round. Now we're going to have a rookie. We're going to have a rookie tackle under contract for 5 years. So it goes from $14 million to a nice, sensibly signed $6 to $7 million a year contract. Dominican Sue probably exits stage left. Maybe he does. He's looked motivated these last couple of games. Maybe he still does stay. Shaq Barrett doesn't get a franchise. He's not going to be the top paid linebacker in the league. Not that
Hold on, Ray. Who's going to get the franchise tag? I want a prediction from you.
Godwin.
Wait, someone has to get a franchise tag? I mean, you're telling me if the Bucs have to franchise someone that we don't want to lose.
Yep. Who do you think it's going to be? Rick said Godwin. I don't agree with that. Who do you think?
I think I know where you're going. And I'm okay with that, Harry.
I'm just trying to think of a player on our team whose contract's going to be up. I don't think we have anyone that we have to use a franchise tag on next year, do we? I don't think. I mean, Jensen's got 1 year left. Jensen's guy we don't want to lose. We should be signing him to a new contract. He's got at least another 3 to 5 years.
I think there's one guy. Harry?
There's one guy? Harry, go. Who is it?
I was only teasing Rick. It's Godwin. They have to go ahead and retain him.
Isn't Levante's contract up?
No, Levante just renegotiated in 2018.
Levante David's a great player, but you end up paying him too much money, and it's going to end up happening like it happens to the rest of these players around the NFL. I mean, let's look at Ezekiel Elliott, okay, as a running back. What happened? He ate so much he's got a belly. Okay.
Hey, Harry, let me ask you.
Give me a break.
Harry,
Yes,
okay, so the NFL's already said because of COVID-19 that next year's salary cap is going to be considerably lower than this year's. This year's went off at just about 208. I think some are suggesting or predicting it'll be somewhere in the 190 range, maybe just for a year. 190 million. Okay, if it's 190 million, how much of 190 million is $40 million? If you got 190 million, 40 million, it's math. Let's say round it up to 200 million. 40 million is 1/5.
Yeah.
So if you franchise Chris Godwin, you're going to tell me you're going to tie up 1/5 of your entire cap.
40 million is
But
what
they're
a
not
franchise tag is going to get?
No, I'm saying
But
is
wait a minute.
Evans is getting 17 million, and a franchise receiver is going to get up to upwards of 18 to 20 million.
Right. So that's what it counts
But that's
against.
not 40 though.
Right.
Well, Evans and Godwin together, you're going to spend $40 million.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But guys, you're spending 1/5 of your cap on 2 players, and there's 51 other players need to get fed. And
It's
ask Atlanta what it's like to have Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones.
Hold on, though, Ray. What you're not recognizing is the Bucs are only paying Brady $25 million a year, and I say only. You think that's a lot of money? I hear you, but other teams are paying 35, 40 million for their quarterbacks. So the Bucs actually have more space there than they would otherwise.
I happen to have inside source at the Buccaneers who actually it's not. It's just my own eyes seeing a team. But I happen to know of a certain wide receiver we just drafted from Minnesota by the name of Tyler Johnson, who is very, very Chris Godwin-like-esque, catches every ball thrown his way when he's gotten in there. No, he's not playing because he's a victim of volume with the products in front of him and a receiver depth. I'm not saying I don't want Godwin.
Yeah.
But if we get close to the Super Bowl and they're going to do it again next year and everybody knows it and Chris decides he wants, because, some players want to get that ring. Chris maybe wants to sign here for a friendly deal, or not a friendly, but a decent deal, and get that ring with the team and then maybe go become, Michael Irving paid after that. But guys, honestly, I just can't see spending 1/5 of your cap on 2 players that aren't a quarterback.
That's a very valid point, Ray. That's a very valid point.
It's fiscally speaking. I've seen teams get into then we are in cap hell, and then we are rebuilding for half a decade because we end up losing other talents from other positions, and with the depth we would have needed. Anyway.
And that's another thing. Everybody thinks that Godwin's a number one. He's not going to make number one money. He's
hold
not
on,
a number
hold
one.
on.
This
hold on,
team,
it's about to get fun. Hold on, guys. We're going to add the professor. Hey, Johnny.
What's up, guys?
Hey, man. What'd you have for dinner?
JD.
I'm about to eat chipped beef on toast.
Chipped beef on toast. Okay.
Shit on a shingle.
Hey.
That's not Greek food.
It's extra time.
It's an old northern thing, man. Greek toast. chipped beef on toast with white gravy, man. That's pretty good.
See, that's going to be Harry. Harry's going to be like, this is going to become Harry's new thing. He's going to be like, the Greeks invented toast. It's going to be everything that gets talked about. The Greeks invented ice.
But
give me any word, and I can tell you what it is. It's a Greek word.
But they used lamb instead of beef on that toast.
Did you ever watch the Avengers movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to try that stuff that they were looking for at the end of the movie.
I'm sure
I'll get it in a second. Shawarma.
Shawarma, that's it.
That's not Greek. That's Middle Eastern.
It's Middle Eastern, right?
That's Middle Eastern, Turkish, Lebanese food. It's actually pretty good if you get it good. Otherwise, you're eating cat or dog. Nothing personal.
Well,
So Johnny, do you see a franchise tag in Godwin's future?
I want to chime in on Ray's take there.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna break for commercial. And when we come back, we're gonna get the professor's take on Ray's take. We're on who's gonna get the franchise tag and who's not, and we'll go forward from there. But first, I'm gonna share with you the recipe that I had for dinner.
What was that?
Oh my God, that was good.
2 eggs, bacon, beefy rolls.
See, I can't see it. I'm on a phone.
Oh my God.
Going solar with 320 may cost you nothing down. But the work we do is not a $0 job. With a 10-year roof penetration warranty and solar panels guaranteed for 25 years, you can have peace of mind knowing we will do the job right every time without question. Solar. Power up. A Super Bowl quality roster.
Tom Brady is expected to sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yum.
All right, guys.
That
I
looks
gotta have
good.
that.
Wait, that or the hairstylist? I'm trying to remember what you're
That will, speaking of beefy rolls,
The beef roll for me, my wife's here, so
I know Jamie's right there.
did we lose? I think we might have lost Johnny Dean. Did we lose you, Professor? Yes, we did. We lost the
no.
professor. I'm not sure what he was going to say. Maybe he will call back.
Him and I talked about this today, though. Him and I had actually talked about the Chris Godwin and the Mike Evans, and I'm not going to put words in his mouth, but I think that we did. He came. I think we said this in his draft day last April when they drafted Tyler Johnson. We said that his exact skill set, his physical style, and then the type of a receiver he is. Because almost looks like someone who would, and I'm not saying he's going to be as great as Chris Godwin and nowhere near as fast as he is, but looks like the type of player that would be playing that slot position receiver.
Yeah, that receiver, he appears he's going to be really good, but you just never know.
And you're
until
also
they
not going to
actually
have
hit the
AB
field.
probably. So
You'll have AB.
I don't know. You think?
I think you'll have AB. Yeah, I think he's gonna. You know what? We got 4 games to figure this out, but I think Bruce Arians has looked the best he's looked since the day we hired him. He's looked good lately. He had some nice sun, some skin. Maybe it's the social distancing. Maybe he's getting some sleep at night.
He might look good, but I'm not so sure about his coaching. Let's get smarter. The Prodigy.
I finally just embraced the nickname. That was what
Thank you. Jacob Charnow is here.
What's
Welcome back. Welcome back to What's Cooking in the South. Jacob, what'd you have for dinner?
I had one of my friends made me a great grilled cheese, and
one of my favorite things.
Yeah, it was really, really good. I had my show today. Got a nice grilled cheese in before my show, and yeah, that was
nice. I've been getting creative with the grilled cheese lately, adding different things to it and doing like taco meat and some different things like that to grilled cheese.
I've tried that, but the classic grilled cheese, nothing beats it. I'm telling you, especially from my friend Ian. He makes a mean grilled cheese.
Jacob, if you can take a good tomato, a solid beefsteak tomato, slice it ever so thin so that you put it in there, it actually becomes a pizza grilled cheese sandwich. It's really good. It's a little
and add bacon with that. Add bacon with that tomato.
Let's just keep going.
You haven't lived until you make a grilled cheese and you add a little bit of feta.
I thought Harry was gonna say you need to add tzatziki sauce to your.
Well, that too, but feta. You put feta in it. Oh my god, it elevates it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Jacob's going.
Absolutely.
Who is this guy?
I thought you guys.
Man. Well, that's that. I told you guys I had a great recipe this time.
That was a good recipe.
It is so good. It is so good. You can also do some fun things with it, like the bacon. What you can do is, what do you call it? Like cross hatch the bacon, so it's woven together instead of just wrapped like that. Okay, here we go. Now, not putting any words into anybody's mouth. We have the professor back here. Hey, Johnny.
What's up?
Okay, now go ahead and hop in here on what's going to happen with the franchise tag.
Well, I don't know about franchise tags, but I can see Godwin being replaced easier than Mike Evans. The body size thing is the whole thing there. Evans' body type and his ability is very hard to replace every year. You only get a few of those guys.
Yeah.
So you got DK Metcalf and Mike Evans and a couple of others, and that's it out in the league right now.
Well, he just doesn't. The only thing that I will say is Godwin just never drops the ball. I mean, he never. It's an amazing. He's just phenomenal. I mean, I forgot what was it. I think it was like all but one pass thrown to him last year or something insane. He had one ball thrown to him that he should have caught that he didn't.
Even with a bum finger, he's catching them.
Yeah,
And I'm
not taking away from Godwin's abilities at all. I'm just saying that they're easier to replace than Mike Evans.
Right.
And you saw it last year with Adam Humphries, man.
Right.
You know, as good as Adam Humphries is, he's replaceable.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. That makes
Hey,
total
Professor,
sense.
do you think he's the number one?
Who, Mike Evans or Adam Humphries? Or
Godwin.
Well, we already know that Mike Evans is the number one. Do you, in your own mind, believe that Godwin is a number one wide receiver?
He can play that, just like Perryman went to the Jets, became a number one wide receiver. Yeah, he can do that.
I just don't see him being successful.
Jacob's head just exploded.
Perryman is making some outstanding catches there, man.
Jacob's head just exploded when you said that, Johnny.
He's like a wide receiver 4 in the ideal situation here. So I can't have him. I can't have him being considered a wide receiver 1 because that's just. Oh my God.
You ain't got nothing better, dude.
Well, it's not. Hey, I think Perryman would be a lot better if it wasn't for mononucleosis, COVID-19. Sam Darnold can't keep his ass healthy and on the field throwing the football. I mean, he hasn't been able to develop. I mean, he's basically living on a wing and a prayer up there.
And
you put Sam
Adam
Darnold.
Gase, and no, I mean, there's so many things.
You put Sam Darnold on a real football team.
Yeah,
that's someone that can develop him.
The Jets worries.
Well, I think if Sam Darnold can stay healthy, and you're right, Harry, get on a team not under Adam Gase, he's a great quarterback. I'm just saying
everybody who's not under Adam Gase.
Thank you. This is what drives me nuts. Like, what's his name now? I can't think of his name. Who's the fourth string quarterback?
Who's the what?
The Buccaneers' fourth string quarterback.
Josh Rosen. Josh
Rosen.
Everybody's like, "Oh my God, just put Josh Rosen on a good team, and he's going to do phenomenal." Of course, now he's on his third team.
He'll be the Buccaneers starting quarterback in 3 years.
2 years.
2 years, I say 3, but that's only because Tom was supposed to stay here for 2.
He's still
2 years.
Fourth. He never made. He hasn't even climbed to
third. Did you give up on your other guy already? Now you was saying that he was going to be the starting quarterback.
Blaine Gabbert could, if Tom got hurt tomorrow, Blaine Gabbert played under Bruce Arians.
This is what drives me nuts. You guys all say Josh Rosen is so good because he was a 10th overall pick, and then you completely forget that Blaine Gabbert was a 10th overall pick.
Can I bring up the other the Ryan Leaf was a number 2 overall pick, wasn't it?
Yeah, but Rick, when Steve Young came here and was a Buccaneer and didn't get time to play, people said, well, he was pretty good at Brigham Young, and his grandfather was Brigham Young, but he's a serviceable run on quarterback. But he sat behind Joe Montana, learned that West Coast style offense from the master, ends up a Hall of Famer, winning 3 Super Bowls. I'm not saying that happens with Josh Rosen. What I'm saying is this kid had 3 offensive coordinators in 3 years. The Cardinals gave up on him for Lil Kyler. The Dolphins were going after 2. They were tanking for 2 before they even got him, and now he's in a stable situation. He was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school, could do it all, and came into the NFL.
5-star recruit coming out of high school,
and he was a 10th
overall pick. This is literally, he's had how many years in the NFL, and it's like, oh well, he's had all these different coordinators. Okay. But I mean, the bottom line is this: he hasn't climbed from 4th to 3rd in the Buccaneers offense yet. Think about that.
There's no need to. They're set.
Didn't he get benched? Didn't he get benched in Miami while they were tanking for Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Yeah.
Who is this kid? I'm kidding, Tyler. I'm just kidding.
Hey, Tyler. Tyler,
thank
you're
you for
going to end up with Blaine Gabbert.
No, it's Jacob. You know what? Listen, Jacob, I believe wholeheartedly.
Sorry.
That's all right. Wholeheartedly. I believe this. I believe we have no idea who's going to be the Bucs quarterback 3 years from now. He's not on the roster. We have no clue who it's going to be. Everybody's thinking we're raising up a quarterback. Why? When has that ever when has that ever been the Bucs MO?
There as a Jets fan, I can give a personal story about this one. There was a quarterback named Christian Hackenberg who he was drafted
Penn State
and whatever.
You know all about Hackenberg.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hackenberg and the whole thing, which we're waiting for Hackenberg to develop, and then now I think he plays in the MLB, or he'd like just play. Right. He's trying out baseball because that doesn't happen. It doesn't really happen. You don't really see developed quarterbacks like that for the most part.
Right. Who's the last quarterback you saw 5 years in, he all of a sudden had developed into this great starting quarterback? It doesn't happen anymore. And especially the Buccaneers, it's never been their MO.
And they've won 3 years and 45. So it's time to change that MO and actually be developing a quarterback for the future, don't you think? Or should we just keep going status quo? That seems to be working pretty well over the last 45 years.
Listen, you can say that. You can always say, well, what the Buccaneers have done hasn't worked, so plug in anything and say, well, let's do that. No, you can't look at it that way. Look, there's such a glut of quarterbacks coming out of college that can play pro football now that you do not need to develop a quarterback for 5 years and then all of a sudden, boom, hey, this guy's good. It doesn't work that way anymore. When's the last time? Somebody tell me. We got a lot of people in here. Somebody tell me when the last time that happened was, and why do you think it's going to happen? No, to anybody.
I know speak English.
Development from moving from one team to a team that fits you better, like with Tannehill and Bridgewater and stuff.
And this is his third team. It's not 5 years in the same
right
team.
Player, then you can do something.
No, you're talking about Bridgewater, Ray? Yeah, but he had success in New Orleans. Okay.
No, what I mean is this is Rosen's third team in 3 years.
Right. No, yeah, Johnny, I was talking to Ray.
He was a dumpster fire in Minnesota, but then he goes to New Orleans and he develops a skill set.
He wasn't a dumpster fire. He wasn't great, but he wasn't a dumpster fire.
In Minnesota, he wasn't bad. He just got hurt.
He stunk in Minnesota. Stop it.
He had 1 year where he was pretty
horrible.
decent.
Horrible. Absolutely horrible. He couldn't read a defense or he couldn't run a defense or hit anybody past 20 yards the entire time he was in Minnesota. He actually started to play football after he got injured and then went to the Saints. That's when his skills started to develop.
Mon frere. Guy, I could show you video. Harry, he was throwing the sweetest. He was throwing some of the sweetest.
I don't remember the way you're saying it, Harry.
I just hate the Vikings. You know that.
He's a Bears fan.
The thing is this: I can't think of anybody. I really can't think of anybody that's developed over years and then became a good quarterback in a long time. Now, understand, Jacob's sitting here going, has that ever happened? Because it hasn't probably happened in Jacob's lifetime. Okay.
Vinny Testaverde played here 5 years, jumped around the league, and in his 73rd year in the league with the Jets, he finally started throwing deuces and took them to the championship game. This is Josh Rosen's third team.
The argument, dude.
No, if that's your example.
But what I'm saying is this is Rosen's third team in 3 years. It's not like he's not Ryan Griffin. He hasn't been here 72 years and never seen the field. It's his third year. And if there's anything, as much as Bruce Arians would like to be remembered as developing a coaching tree, he would love to have the chance to develop. And again, I go back, guys, I've done the research on Josh Rosen. I've written many articles on him. Go back and do the research on this kid. He didn't just get retarded at the NFL level and forget how to play football. This kid can ball, and he's going to get his chance. I still think somebody picks him up off the practice squad, and that's the only reason why he's not here. But if he's here 3 years from now, he's your starter.
I'm going to say it again. Now, then he's in the league for 6 years. Can anybody name a quarterback in Jacob's lifetime that comes even remotely close.
No, this is okay. This is also a leak now.
Jacob's lifetime is that. Man, that's a very short window to be working with there.
Okay.
I think Brady's been playing longer than Jacob's parents been together.
No, but I'm saying, think about this. Name it doesn't happen anymore. That's not the MO of the league. And the bottom line is this: you're not going to all of a sudden bring Rosen in if you're the Buccaneers because number one, he's not going to sell tickets. They're going to get somebody who's going to sell tickets. That plays into this.
No, these guys.
Hey, I can name one quarterback right now.
Proficient backups. That's it.
Hold on, Harry. Who?
Tom Brady. I want you to think about that.
20 years ago, you just proved my point that they don't do that anymore.
I understand that. They just they don't give him a chance. Yes,
Alex
sir.
Smith.
Jacob was
Professor, you there?
Yeah. He just said. He cut out for a second. He said Tom Brady was in the league 4 years before Jacob was born. That's a fact. Okay. The thing is this: you've got to understand that you're talking about an example from 20 years ago. They don't do it that way anymore. They bring in somebody who can play quarterback and who will sell tickets. There's a glut of quarterback talent. You're not going to go to a guy that's got to develop for 6 years.
Rick, this is a superstar quarterback league now. There is no way in hell that Josh Rosen develops to be a superstar quarterback, right? You see guys dominate. Sorry,
I don't know, but this is why he's on the show.
Okay, you look at some of the quarterbacks that are dominant right now, right? Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. Those are just three, right? These are all superstar guys who they were. I mean, the guys who are there now. You see a lot of these stars coming out of the draft right away. Not necessarily Aaron Rodgers, but Mahomes sat for a year, but he was good anyway. You see this Justin Herbert now, right? Joe Burrow comes out, he's a star. Tua, he comes out, he's a star. These are guys you don't see quarterbacks being developed right now.
If he was a star or not.
But now, Rick, you asked me. Johnny.
But you see the talent there, and you didn't see that with Josh Rosen right away.
Rick, you asked me a question.
What was the question?
2005, the San Francisco 49ers, number 1 overall, they draft Alex Smith. Alex Smith plays there from 2005 to 2012, 7 years, never goes to a Pro Bowl, has a little bit of success, but then it gets replaced by Kaepernick and all kinds of other things, and Blaine Gabbert.
He went back 15 years to find one example.
Well, who's still playing today. And then the first year in Kansas City, 2013, he starts going to his first of 3 Pro Bowls, 13, 16, and 17. Now he went on to the Washington Redskins, nearly lost his left leg, has a bionic leg, and he's still playing. And my point,
though, they don't do it anymore. I'm not saying they never did. I'm not saying they didn't do it 20 years ago. You come up with one example from 15 years ago. Eric comes up with one example from 20 years ago.
That was just one I
You're right. Josh Rosen's never going to amount to
that when you can go out and every 5 years get a new quarterback because of the free agency market.
Right.
It's just not expedient to them. It's not.
I don't see why waste your time with Josh Rosen when there's going to be so many good quarterbacks that if you lose Tom Brady, you can maybe go out and get one, like Johnny was saying, in free agency, or draft a guy and develop him from there that, the coach sees the talent right out of college, and you can develop him quicker and in maybe 2 or 3 years instead of waiting on Josh Rosen, who we really saw no talent from when he was in Arizona. We saw no talent from him when he played in Miami.
No team around him. Yeah, no team around. Or you're saying, but take that first round pick and draft another quarterback. Hey, maybe we trade the farm and get Trevor Lawrence. But then you could also, if you had a quarterback that developed in a system for 2 or 3 years, you could spend those first round picks on a big stud left tackle. You could spend those them picks on another Warren Sapp or a big defensive end, or maybe you give a defensive back a shutdown secondary instead of having to use a first round pick to go get a stud, a guy that. And I'm not saying
think that's where the Bucs are going to get their quarterback. I think the Bucs. I think what you see now. I mean, we can sit here and say Arians would love to develop a quarterback. Arians is going to be dead before he has time to develop a quarterback.
Yeah, Arians is going to be here one more year. That's it. And another thing as far as developing quarterbacks, they're going to they're going to be drafting these rookies. They're going to give them their 5 years, and then they're going to be bouncing around the league. And that's where Josh Rosen and Blaine Gabbert come in. These guys are going to be journeymen like
Right.
Fitzpatrick that's bouncing around the league.
Right.
And they're going to fill in for people until they find their quarterback.
Right. That's exactly who Josh Rosen is.
You know, I got to say something here. You could take a middle of the road quarterback with this team and probably not miss a beat. Now, before people say anything, just listen to
Harry,
what I'm
I'm
going to
so
say.
with you on this. I am so with you on this.
Because it would force you to do something that they're not doing, right? Run the ball.
Yeah, no, Ray. Oh my God, I am so on the same page with you guys. This is why I've been saying if everybody's like, oh, if Brady gets hurt, the season's over. No, it's not.
No, it's not. They actually might even get a little bit better because they're going to be more ball controlled.
Exactly.
You know, and I'm not beating on Tom Brady. But let's face it, he's 43, not 33. He has lost a step. His arm is still strong, not as strong. And you know what? When he has to keep picking himself off the turf because they're passing the ball 50 times a game, I might be exaggerating by just a couple. I'm sure everybody will sit here and agree. If you run the football,
right, and here's how it
time
works.
to pass.
Right, here's how it works. Tom Brady gets hurt. Blaine Gabbert comes in, has 4 great games, right? Wins a playoff game. Somebody pays him a ton of money, and he disappears and never plays another good good game in his life. Yes, Nick Foles might.
Why did you do that for me? You had to mention Nick Foles. Really, guys? I just want to.
There are so many examples of that. When you with Josh, you're literally saying about Josh Rosen. I know he's good. He was great in high school. I mean, it doesn't. It's just there's got to be more to it than that.
I think the Bears should go out and get Josh Rosen. They could use him.
Yeah.
You want to know something? I'll take him right now.
Actually,
because everybody's down on Mitchell Trubisky and everybody else. If you know what, I hope they fire their head coach too right now because the guy can't call a play.
I have another team to bring up. It's actually not me bringing it up. It's Ian, who is very much wanting to know about this. Rick, do you think
he's really curious?
Should bench Carson Wentz and go with Hurts? And then Angie says that's a good question. Ian, he followed up with Ray. Apparently, he doesn't care what you think, Harry.
No, Harry's next up. Harry's next up on the thing.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, there you go. And now Harry, Ray left. We lost Ray.
Yeah, Ray's having technical difficulties.
Okay. Well, Harry.
As far as Carson Wentz, I think I heard that they were going to do that.
They're going to bench him and play Hurts? Because I heard Hurts. Yeah. I heard Hurts was looking terrible. No, it was Jordan Love that's looking terrible.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Hurts.
Seriously, Philadelphia 2 weeks ago was going, what do we have to do to get Nick Foles back? I was like, Lord Jesus. Send him back over there or send him to the Jets somewhere.
Go ahead, Jacob.
Sorry, buddy. Sorry, Jacob.
What is stopping the Eagles from benching Carson Wentz right now?
That's the question. Franchise quarterback.
You drafted Jalen Hurts in the second round to do what? You drafted him to play quarterback. Realistically, you didn't draft him to what? To run him in one package a game, get 2 snaps. You don't waste a second rounder on that, right?
You know, Jacob, you've got a great point there. I just honestly think that this coach is married to him and his tenure at that organization. If he fails with him, they're not going to let him get his hands on Jalen Hurts. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, what is this team doing at 3-7-1? Right? This team's 3-7-1. At that point, if they're in any other division, you're benching your quarterback. It's that's what it is. If you're not tanking, you're benching your quarterback. And you put in Jalen Hurts, who is much more versatile than Carson Wentz is. He can do a lot more. He seems like he's throwing the ball. I mean, we haven't really seen a lot from him, but I think is he going to be worse than what Carson Wentz is doing? Carson Wentz isn't doing anything, right? Forget last night. He was doing it in garbage time against Seattle safeties that don't know how to cover. And he threw a ball right to them. I couldn't see why, if you're trying to win this awful NFC East, put in Jalen Hurts. Worst thing is he's bad and you can move on next year, but there's always going to be that question mark on him where if we put in Jalen Hurts, do we win the NFC East in 2020? Or do we have our future quarterback in Jalen Hurts? Because that's a real question.
That is a real question. I got a funny feeling that they're actually going to put him in probably the last 3 games of the season because they're going to have to see what they're going to have with him.
Okay,
and I believe they should.
Ian's going to come in here. All right, Ian. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. So,
Ian, turn off the show in the back. Ian, turn off the show in the back.
Question. I got a
There we go.
There you go.
All right, I'm gonna introduce Ian. This is Ian. Ian's my best friend. He was the one who made me the fire.
You're the
fire
grilled cheese dude.
He's grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Welcome to What's Cooking in the South. I guess I don't need to ask you what you had for dinner.
I had some grilled cheese, and actually had some chicken too.
Oh, awesome! What kind of chicken?
Barbecue
Greek style.
Okay,
barbecue chicken.
Greeks invented chicken. Look,
Hey, don't knock it.
No, I can't.
Now, Ian.
Yeah.
Okay, you asked about wins. Are you an Eagles fan? I can't even.
It's an Eagles. It's like a Super Bowl poster thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Big Eagle fan.
Hey, don't move.
Okay.
I'm trying to shoot it.
Yeah. Look. Okay. So, first of all, welcome to What's Cooking in the South.
Thank you.
Now, what do you think? I mean, do you follow the Buccaneers at all?
I do actually. I've been watching a few of their games.
Okay. Now, when you all right, when you look at the rest of the Bucs season, first of all, what do you think? What do you expect? What do you think? I mean, is this team just bad, or what's the deal?
So, what I would have to say about the Bucs is, like, obviously they have Tom Brady, who has shown that he can make it happen.
Right.
Like, he doesn't necessarily have to be surrounded by this great amount of talent. He can make it happen with somewhat decent guys. And I really do think that this Bucs team that he has is a decent team. Like, in my opinion, Tom Brady has won Super Bowls with worse teams than he's on right now.
Actually, that's an interesting point.
Every team he's been on is worse than what.
Yeah, I wonder. That's actually, Ian. That's actually that may be the best point of the day. Is it actually, would Brady be better with players that are not all superstars, that are not all talent? That if he was actually leading a group of guys that were just hungry to learn from him, that's actually a great question.
Yeah, no, I feel like I should take some credit for this because Ian's been watching football at my house for the last, however, for the entire season, and I think
it was my point. That was my point there, Prodigy.
Jacob's worried. The Prodigy over here is worried. You're stealing the thunder, Ian.
Oh no, Ian, you can have the podcast. Ian, you can have the podcast.
Hey, Jacob, do you live close to him? Just out of curiosity,
like
there's a follow-up question.
Like 2 minutes away from him.
Okay, if you could get there in 5 minutes. Run into his room and go just cut a knife right in the middle of Nick Foles' chest for me. I'll give you $100 right now. Go.
Oh God. All right, on it.
Wait a minute now. We could start a GoFundMe.
Is still on screen?
Yes. Yeah, he is. I don't know why.
Why aren't you out the door yet, Jacob?
I gotta go. This is it. That's it for me.
$100. I mean.
Oh my God.
Wow. Oh. You can buy him another poster for that. I mean, you can keep the change.
I never got a chance to give Ray his props on your show because when we were doing our show for A Cup of Ray and myself, when we were going through all the games, Ray threw a game in there, and I want everybody to make sure we pay a little homage to Ray. He took the Jacksonville Jaguars with the points to cover against Cleveland, and they were at home, and everybody knows how horrible Jacksonville is, and I had to agree with them. And just throwing this out there, I went 7 out of 8 against the spread this week, running 88% on the year.
Nice. Wow.
Not only that, he predicted Glennon's yardage in that game.
Yeah. He did, dead on. He says he was going to have 25 fantasy points, and Ray doesn't know how to spell fantasy when it comes to that. I'm only kidding. But anyway, I mean, I was like, I'm looking at him, are you nuts? And he's throwing all these stats to me, and I was like, well, Cleveland doesn't have a very good defense. They're missing their one defensive end, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, throws for 250. Yeah, maybe. He was dead nuts perfect right on both of them. And I just have to give him his props.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, I didn't think Mike Leonard would walk. If the Jaguars win that game, we are having a completely different conversation about the Cleveland Browns today. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, like, first of all, if they win that game, the Jets pretty much have already clinched Trevor Lawrence because they're not winning 2 games. That's not happening. I don't think they're going to win 1, but they're certainly not winning 2. So,
right.
And the thing with the Jaguars, I honestly, I didn't think Mike Glennon. It felt like they're just throwing quarterbacks out there to see who succeeds, and they're gonna go with Glennon. Maybe not. I don't think for the rest of the year. They'll probably. I don't know. Do you guys know when Minshew's coming back? Do you have any word
I have
on that?
no clue. No clue.
Okay,
I think he's looking for his mustache.
Hollywood and had a video shoot or something, out in the hills.
What?
I heard Minshew was doing a shoot in the hills out there in Hollywood.
Okay.
Harry, I hate to tell you this, but I think the only winnable game for the rest of the year for the Jaguars is against your Bears. I think that is going to be. I think that is it. As long as if your defense doesn't come to play, you guys are going to lose that game.
I got to know this, Harry.
Harry,
I want you to break down the Saints Falcons game for us.
You want to break down on the Saints and Falcons game?
What's cooking in the
go
South?
back. Let's go back on the picks that I made regarding that game. I don't know if you guys caught the show or not. I know the professor did. And when we were breaking down the games, the Raiders were going to Atlanta. And to start the week when the lines first opened up, the Raiders were -3.5. I started salivating when I seen that line. As the week started to progress and I see all the other lines moving, that line never moved. And for everybody out there, that's what you call a trap game. JD, I think you remember me talking about that. And I couldn't, I had to run so far away from that game, it wasn't even funny. I smelled a rat, and it was exactly what it was. Because if anybody doesn't think that the Vegas Raiders can't put up a 20 spot against the Atlanta Falcons with that defense and probably one of the most balanced teams in the National Football League, you guys are smoking something totally different. This game, the line is only 4 points. New Orleans. Why is that? I'm going to ask you. Why do you guys think this line is only 4 points?
Well, first of all, let me say this: the Falcons have won. What is it? 4 out of their last 6 games. They did lose to the Saints a couple of weeks ago, but I mean, it just to me it doesn't. And to me, it seems like the Falcons are better than. What the record's they've got 2 games less than the Bucs, I think.
Yep. Well, Rick, the money, that's why I'm looking over here. I wasn't being rude. That line was 4.5 earlier in the day. Now New Orleans is only favored by 3. That means there's a lot of money going on the Atlanta Falcons.
Right.
They're trying to get people to bet the New Orleans Saints.
Right.
I don't know who's playing quarterback, and I'm going to tell you this again, and it's an unpopular comment. If they put Jameis Winston as quarterback, they're going to clean this team up. Taysom Hill, not so much. They're going to beat them, but I don't know if they're going to even cover the spread.
Well, I don't know. Look what he did last time.
Yeah, I think the reason the point spread is like that is because, you look at last week, the Falcons basically just destroyed that Raiders offensive line and got to the quarterback every time. You stop Taysom Hill's running ability and you get to that quarterback, he can't throw the ball. So
now
it's
not film on Taysom Hill.
Right. Now you can see what he's going to do.
That's a great point. That's a great point. But here's another one for you. The over and under in that game is only 45. That's on the bottom tier of the totals. That means the combined scores between both teams.
Right.
We're thinking 45 points.
That right there means that Taysom Hill's starting.
Well, no, I agree with you. That's exactly what that means. And you, Johnny, you took the words out of my mouth as soon as he said it. I thought, oh, okay, Taysom Hill starting because there's not going to be a whole lot of passing. The guy still has never thrown a touchdown pass in the NFL.
I like the under in that game regardless. And it's probably going to go up to 46 to 47 points. I don't think Atlanta's going to be able to score that much on the New Orleans defense. That's an interesting game.
Yeah.
Can I bring this point up with the Saints? Because this is something I've been harping a lot lately. The Saints are 7-0 right now in the last 2 seasons without Drew Brees. What?
They're better without him than
they're better without him. They are better without him.
That is a solid team, man. That is one deep team on offense, defense, all the way around. That is a solid team.
How comparable is that to the Buccaneers?
Look at the Saints. Yeah. You don't need Drew Brees behind center there.
Yep.
How comparable is that
to Vegas?
Right?
According to Vegas, they're just a mid-tier team because New Orleans, Green Bay, and Seattle are all plus 800 and 900 to win the Super Bowl. Okay, so they're saying that Seattle and Green Bay are just as equipped to win the Super Bowl as they are. There is no clear-cut favorite in the NFC.
I think that's probably true.
Sorry to interrupt, but after watching the past game on Monday night, like this Eagles team, it's clearly obvious this Eagles team is not talented at all.
They're pathetic.
They didn't play their potential at all, or they're just straight out terrible. But the fact that it looked like the Seahawks were struggling to get it going, that's kind of concerning, because if this is supposed to be a Super Bowl caliber team.
Ian, that's a great point, because I was talking about this with Tyler on my show before, and we were saying the Seahawks are the weirdest team in football because they are a week-to-week team, but they will compete with the Chiefs, but they'll also compete with the Eagles. And every team does it. They play down to the level of their opponent. We saw the Bucs do it against the Giants. We saw the Bucs do it against the Giants. Yep. We saw, listen, we saw the Raiders do it to the Falcons. The Raiders are a better team than the Falcons are. Yeah. Right. And they play down to their level. And I don't know whether it comes down to, a team being like, well, okay, they're worse than us, so we're not going to try as hard. Because I don't really know how much that actually, I know some coaches coach to whatever team you're playing. Right. And it's
about the matchups.
Right.
Jacob, you missed the best point of all of them. The one game that you completely overlooked. You want to talk about overlooking teams? It happened against your Jets. The Kansas City Chiefs were 21-point favorite, and I publicly told everybody to play the Jets in the first half, and they covered.
That was a close game at first, and then it got really out of hand.
Jacksonville's the same way. When they went to Green Bay, they were getting a ton of points.
Yep.
People play down to other people's levels.
I actually have the burning question of the week.
What is that, sir?
What the heck is with Ian's art in the lower right hand of his screen? Is like what in the heck are those?
Rick, I gotta tell you, you awakened a beast.
Is that brisket?
Rick, you don't even. This isn't even this. This isn't the half of it. I would give you a full tour, but I don't want to make Harry sick again with the movement.
I just want to know what is the.
All right, ready? I'll go in slow motion for you guys. I'll give you the full.
No, hold on. What I want to know what that thing is over your shoulder. All those little bottles. Yes. Well,
that is my parents' marriage ketubah.
Below it. What's a ketubah?
It's like some Jewish marriage certificate. Can't even tell you.
Okay.
This is just a piece of art I found on the street. It was trash day, and I found on my neighbor's.
And you chose to put that on your wall.
This is Santa Claus.
Okay.
And then wait till you see this. This is the jungle.
That is wicked cool, dude.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have to get off this phone so I can go on there and see what.
I gotta say this. I have to ask you, what drugs do you do?
I'm just weird, Rick. I'm just weird.
No, that's awesome.
Oh, boy.
Awesome. Oh, man.
It was pretty wicked cool, though.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, we lost Johnny. Johnny's running to check out your art. Okay, hold on. Let's give Johnny a second to get back on there, and slowly, one more time, Ian, let's give Johnny the look at what we have besides the weird garbage bottle, apothecary bottle art in the back.
So there's Santa Claus,
the San Francisco Muppet.
Oh yeah, it's
I like that. I like that shot better.
And then here in each individual of these categories here, it's like different fountains, like water fountains.
Okay.
That right there is my little Buddha.
Okay.
I named him Sumgo.
Sumgo. Okay.
Sumgo.
And over here we head into the jungle.
He plays tennis.
No, I actually don't play tennis. It was just some decoration. Because up there.
Ian, show the ceiling.
Oh yeah, I'll show the ceiling.
Oh my God.
Computer, but this
taking me back to the 70s.
I know, man.
Your Studio 54, dude.
That's what I was about to say. Brought to you by Studio 54.
Honestly, I should just flip it around this way. Get a new background going.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
That's much better than seeing Foles.
Exactly. I don't want to see the Eagles. I just don't.
I can't believe that this kid is my best friend, honestly. Like that.
No, seriously, Ian, that's a really cool wall, dude.
Thank you.
That is actually, it's that. Listen, I can see I can see there's obviously intelligence going on here. So, I mean, between you and Jacob, I get it. I get it. So, but anyway, guys,
Oy vey.
I got to do this. I got to clear some room because I think the dude is he was trying to come in here. So why don't we?
I'll head out.
All right, Ian, you are welcome back anytime. I'm serious.
Right,
seriously, welcome back to What's
Rick, I'm
Cooking
a
in the
big fan
South.
of the show. I watch my dad all the time.
Yeah, well, I'm serious.
Only when Jacob's on, but still, I love the stuff you guys got.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks a lot for being a part of this.
All right, thank you guys.
You got it.
See you, brother.
Bye, Ian.
Your friend's a really good guy, by the way. Jim.
Yeah,
he is. He's a good kid.
He is, and he knows his football. I know either you're teaching him, he's teaching you. I don't know what's happening there.
Oh, I'm teaching him. He's certainly not. I'm not giving him any credit for that.
Well, anyway, now how about this? We'll stay with this, but if the dude comes on, I'm gonna go ahead and clear out because he's the dude.
Rick, I gotta bounce anyway, so I'll hop out.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You have a great night, man. Thank you, Jacob,
man.
for coming by. As always, now tell everybody where to find you.
Yeah, the Hard Count Football Podcast on YouTube and SoundCloud. And then you can check out the Hard Count Football Podcast live, which is Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern on the Hard Count Football YouTube channel. And then follow me on Twitter at Jacob Charno, Instagram at Hard Count Football. Yeah, a lot of fun stuff going on over there. Subscribe, do whatever. I'm always on. Rick, I always appreciate you having me. It's always a lot of fun.
Oh,
and,
man, Jacob,
you
know how much I like having you on here. And you seriously, anytime you want to come on, absolutely. You're welcome.
Absolutely, man.
Jacob,
Harry,
you're awesome, dude. Jacob,
Yeah,
you're awesome, man. Deuce's little brother. You take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
Thank you,
You're
man.
going to be a superstar, brother.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
making us smarter.
Yeah, I'll say that.
Without question.
Bye. Yeah, he's there's a reason we call him the prodigy.
That kid is one bright young man. I'm going to tell you that right now. And his knowledge of the game is like off the chart with today's football and yesterday's football.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It really is pretty amazing. I mean, I just love that guy being on the show. But
what other NFC South games do you want to go over?
Well, I mean, I really want to pick apart the Saints. I mean, let's not just talk betting. Let's talk football here. I mean, I want to talk about the Saints Falcons. I want to understand. I mean, the Falcons got their clock cleaned. Now you were talking about Vegas saying it's going to be close. Why? Tell me what the difference is between then and now.
That's a great question. I just don't know which team's ever going to keep showing up, especially with the Falcons. They're just, hit or miss. I mean, let's give Matty Ice his due. I mean, the guy's a great quarterback. He has been for a number of years. They have really good wide receivers, a mediocre running game. And that's what scares me about the New Orleans Saints playing the Atlanta Falcons. I don't know that if Atlanta can keep up with them unless they establish the run. But with that being said, if they have some success, New Orleans is due to have a letdown, and I think the Taysom Hill experience is going to go away. And I actually have been leaning toward playing the Atlanta Falcons this week.
I do get that because you just get the feeling that the clock is ticking on this little Saints experiment.
Yep. And the longer Drew Brees is out, the rustier he's going to get. I do not see, unless they get Brees back 2 games to go in the season, to have the warm-up game and let him play.
Right.
That team is going nowhere, in my opinion, in the playoffs. I'm still saying that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can go to the Super Bowl this year. Would I be disappointed? Yes, just like any other fan. It's still a great season. This team is 7-5 this year.
Exactly.
I mean, give me a break, man. This team is 7-5 this year. They have a lot to be thankful for. I mean, I know this isn't last week's show, but there's still a lot to be thankful for with this team. I mean, there's 25 other teams in the National Football League that wish they had this talent on their team.
Yeah.
Not the coaching, but the talent.
Yeah.
But New Orleans, I'm going to tell you right now, they're peaking. They peaked a little bit too quick. Quarterback went down. They're not as good as people think they are. Their defense is still very strong. They are suspect at corner, just like the Buccaneers are. I do love their running game because they actually utilize it.
Because they have one.
But they don't have the receiver packages that the Buccaneers have. And I'm not taking away from their star receiver that they have in New Orleans, but they, body for body on the offense, I think Tampa has a much better team.
But look at what they've done. They embarrassed the Falcons. Before that, they embarrassed Brady and the Bucs. Their defense did. Can you really question them? Their defense?
There's a game plan on this team, and there is tape on this defense. Let's go back a few more weeks when they were playing the Chicago Bears. They were lucky to get by them in that game, and the Bears are playing with a broke down line of scrimmage the whole 9 yards. You just have to play defense and smack them in the mouth once in a while and stop the run. Once you stop the run and make them one-dimensional, just like Tampa did against Green Bay.
Right.
I mean, what did Tampa do to Green Bay? There is no clear-cut favorite in the NFC. It's anybody's season.
I agree with you. It's anybody can beat anybody on any day.
Yep. I mean, that's why it calls no friggin' logic league.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. No friggin' logic is that. That's an awesome moniker. I mean, it really.
What do you think is going to happen in this New Orleans game versus the Atlanta Falcons? What do you think the keys to that game are for the Atlanta Falcons to beat them? Because personally, I don't care if New Orleans wins this game. I hope they win out, and Breeze doesn't play until the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't care either. Ultimately, I mean they're winning the division. Give that up, Bucs fans. Stop talking about it. Stop thinking about it. Stop praying for it. They're winning the division. Okay.
Right.
We can move on now. Having said that, I mean, what am I looking for? I need people to put something on film against this defense now, and because the last 3 weeks, no one has had the opportunity, or nobody has done it. Now, last week, all right, you can kind of throw out last week, but. Look, I need to see somebody do something and expose something in this defense, because their defense seems like it's getting better and is playing better, not worse as the year goes along. And somebody needs to, somebody's got to put it on film how to beat this team, and nobody's doing it.
You can run the ball on the Saints.
Just nobody does. Everybody chooses not to. Apparently, I don't know how that happens.
Because teams game plan for the Saints because they think they're going to be in a shootout with them. Come playoff time, it's going to be totally different. It's just like baseball. I made this point from before. You got teams that make it to the playoffs. They average 6 runs a game. They go to the first round. They look like a super powerhouse team, i.e., the New York Yankees, and all of a sudden they're out in the first round because they great pitching nullifies great hitting.
Yeah.
Offenses have a tendency of slowing down a little bit because when you get into the playoffs, people realize they have to play defense because defenses still win championships. And you also got to remember there has been no preseason this year. And I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but when you have no preseason, it's taken a while for the defenses to catch up on what's going, with the offenses. And with all the new BS rules that the NFL has implemented, you can't hit the quarterback here. You can't hit a receiver here. This is too late. I mean, if you spit on their shoes the wrong way, you're going to be ejected out of the game. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Right. When I look at the Saints, I just don't have any reason to think. I mean, I don't think that they're going to crush the Falcons, but I think they're until somebody gives me a reason to think that the Saints are going to struggle. I'm thinking they're not going to struggle because they seem like they keep getting stronger. Now, granted, I do get the feeling that this Taysom Hill thing is at some point is going to blow up in their face. I just got to feel like there's going to be a game that's going to come along. He's going to get, smacked in the chops by somebody, and it's going to change the flow of the game and the way he's quarterbacking. You've got to think that's going to happen at some point. But until it happens, listen, nobody has stopped Taysom Hill. Everybody knows what's coming, and nobody has been able to do anything about it.
the Broncos stopped him pretty much the entire game. He didn't pass for very many yards. He didn't have that many rushing yards either.
You don't, but you don't have to. And this is what always drove me nuts about nobody giving Tebow a shot. Look, he doesn't have to pass or throw to be effective. I know that sounds like a bizarre, strange statistic. He's got to hand the ball off to Kamara. Kamara does the dirty work. And then when you get near the goal line, Taysom Hill runs the ball into the end zone and scores. I mean, it's almost like this is the parallel I would draw. It's almost like you have work done and Mike Allstott and no quarterback.
I get that. But if you don't have Drew Brees in the playoffs and you have Taysom Hill, the running back from New Orleans doesn't even get 100 yards in combined offense because now you know how to game plan.
Yeah, well, I do say that they're getting film on him and that's going to come back. But at this point, I don't know that we're at that point. Until it happens, I want to see a game where somebody does start to figure this puzzle out. I want to see that happen.
I don't know. I think New Orleans is very overrated because of the fact of the injury. That's why. Because the longer Drew Brees stays out, the better it is for any Tampa fan. Because I'm telling you now, if he doesn't play the rest of this year and he goes into the playoffs, Sean Payton and that organization has a very tough decision to make on whether or not Drew Brees should play. Because without one regular season game to at least get that tune-up game to go into the playoffs,
they're not going to hesitate. Drew Brees is going to play.
He could, he could. He may never play again. That injury was pretty significant. Right. He broke all those ribs, and you had a pneumothorax. That's horrible.
Yeah,
that's horrible.
No,
but I can tell you one thing: the team that does play him on defense, I'm coming in with a helmet hard.
I got an interesting question for you. How screwed are the Pittsburgh Steelers because of this game tomorrow? They got the raw end of the deal. They didn't get get the COVID, right? It wasn't them.
I think the NFL is making them play it. I think Pittsburgh wanted Baltimore to forfeit that game personally.
They should have.
And technically they should have. What's going to happen? I have no idea, but it did kind of screw the Pittsburgh Steelers quite a bit because now they're going to have to play just a couple of days later, and that's just not fair.
Yeah, I wish Johnny. I don't know if Johnny's still out there, but Johnny, give me a call, please. You're in Pittsburgh. I would love to talk to you about what's happening with the Steelers and the game tomorrow. I would love to get your voice on this, but I think it's interesting to me. I mean, I just think the Steelers got the raw end of the deal when it came to this. I mean, they bent over backwards to accommodate the Ravens and just at whatever cost. I mean, and it's not even the game tomorrow where the Steelers are going to pay for it. It's the next game.
By the way, did you know the Steelers are 10.5-point favorites in this game?
I'm not shocked. But what do you do about the next game?
I don't know. And what about quick? If I was Pittsburgh, I wouldn't want to play him. 20 plus players for Baltimore tested positive. How many more players have it?
Here we go. Johnny, thank you for calling. I gotta know what I mean. If you're, and I know you're not a Steelers fan, but you're around them, I would be pissed.
Oh, they're pissed. But Tomlin's got them settled down. They went and been practicing, and they're ready to play.
Well, tomorrow isn't the game. Tomorrow.
Like Tomlin said, we're going to play what they tell us to play. That was a statement today, and so and it don't matter. We're still going to play our game.
Tomorrow is not the problem.
I know it's the next game, and he's addressed that. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, it's just
we got to play. But see, the NFL is not going to have anybody cancel a game or forfeit a game. They're not going to do it. If any more teams come down like this, I guarantee there's going to be a Week 18.
No, and that's what I'm surprised they didn't do that.
Cases and stuff. I fully expected a Week 18 to come out of this,
and it would have made the NFL more money.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess they're just paranoid. I guess they're figuring
money and everything.
Yeah, I guess they figure it's coming.
And they're playing at 3:30 in the afternoon. That's even weirder.
I don't know. I can't. Everybody else is. I mean, the fans are all up in the roar, and I don't blame them. But and it would be the same if it was reversed. The Ravens fans would be up in the roar if it was them. So
it just makes no sense. It just makes no sense. It's complete disregard for the Steelers, especially in a year where they're going to for a perfect season. I mean, can you imagine? What if the only game they lose
is the more mud on the face for the NFL than anything? I mean, I know Denver's not in competition for anything, and it's not. There's not a unbeaten season on the line or anything like that. But that is ridiculous. You take a rookie wide receiver and put him in as quarterback just so he can play a game. That to me is the biggest mud on the face there is.
Oh, I agree. What do you do though? Let me ask you this: who do the Steelers play on? Are they playing the next game on Sunday?
As far as I know right now, yeah.
And who are they playing?
That's ridiculous.
I really can't tell you right now off the hand.
Okay.
Look up.
Because think about this. I mean, why wouldn't you at least
crashed on me? So
you've got to at least push this game back to. I would think you've got to at least push this game back to Monday than the Steelers game. Give them I mean,
you would think so, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's insane that they're not doing. Can you imagine if the Steelers in week 13? What if that's their only loss of the year? What if they go on and win the Super Bowl?
I don't even know if they're are they traveling? I think their next game they have to travel too, don't they?
I'm going to tell you right now, guys.
He's looking it up right now. But to me, this is just it. Oh my gosh! Can you imagine if that's the only game they lose? And they go all the way and win the Super Bowl. I mean,
well, think about it. You're playing your rival, and I don't care what the Ravens' record is right now. It's your rival. In this game, the Ravens and the Steelers is always a slobber knocker, man.
Right.
And so people are going to be injured. They're going to be coming off of that game hurting.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you go on a 2-day turnaround. And I don't even know if you're traveling, that's going to make it worse. But turn a 2-day turnaround and go into another game. That's crazy, dude. That's somebody should petition the NFL over that.
They're not even showing who their next game is after that. That is really weird.
They're not showing week 13?
Hold on just 1 second.
Let me see if I've
got this is week 13, ain't it?
No, this is week 12, isn't it?
No, I mean the one that they're playing for after the Ravens.
Yeah, no, that is. Up, right? And is that have they had their bye week?
That's what I'm thinking. It might be.
They haven't. Okay. Now this makes sense. This makes sense. They're not even on the schedule.
Okay.
Now I don't feel as. Oh yeah. Hold on. Monday night. They did move it to Monday. It's Washington.
Okay.
They play.
Are they playing in Washington?
They are playing. Yes, in Washington. No, they're playing in Pittsburgh.
No, they're playing in Pittsburgh.
So that's not that big of a deal.
Right. Now it's not as okay. They did move it to Monday. Okay. Because I was like, holy cow, man, if they do that to the Steelers,
I'm going to tell you right now, you're right. This isn't fair to the Steelers because they're getting ready to catch a really good defense 4 days later.
Right.
Okay, against the Washington Red football team. And I'm sorry, JD and everybody, man. I keep saying that. I mean,
it's that
It'll take time, man.
Yeah.
In a few years, nobody will even think about the other way.
Okay, Johnny said, some guy named Johnny here in the chat room said, everyone tries to game plan for Kamara. None have stopped him yet but the Bucs. And then you have to play the secondary very well. Yeah, I mean, Johnny, I think you're right.
I'm with you. Rick. I don't know what Harry's looking at, but that defense of the Saints is a beast, and it is getting stronger every week.
I know we keep talking about that. We've had some one-offs before, you and I talking about that defense. I just got them breaking that game down again. They're not as strong as people think they are. They are
Okay,
so
somebody-
susceptible across the middle and the deep pass. It's not even funny. You can actually run on this defense.
Christopher Cole said, no, it's Tuesday, Rick, talking about, I guess he's talking about the Steelers game. No, Christopher, it is Monday. The Washington football team and the Steelers play on Monday at 5 p.m. The Bills and the 49ers play Monday at 8:15 p.m. And on Tuesday, the Cowboys are playing the Ravens. They actually gave the Ravens the break.
Listen, don't worry. By the end of the week, they'll be changing everybody's games anyway.
Yeah. Wow.
Hey, can I address that Saints thing with you, Harry?
Sure, absolutely.
The Saints play a 4-man front to begin with. They stuff the gaps. They stuff all the gaps. Okay, and then you can't run it against that. All right, and then when they're looking at pass play, that they will step out of the 4-man front and bring a 5-man rush and then drop back. You understand? That's why it seems like they're susceptible to it, but they will also burn you on that same play. That's why that defense is really dangerous, man. They can play a 3-man rush on you and get to your quarterback.
I didn't say they were bad, JD. They're just not as good as some of the premier defenses. I still don't believe their defense is as good as Tampa's.
They're not like, no, I'm not putting them in like number 1 defense of all time or anything like that. I'm just saying they are getting stronger each week.
Yeah, that I agree with.
Strong defense.
Yeah, and I mean they embarrassed Brady. They embarrassed Matt Ryan. It's just, yeah.
They had a great game plan for that, guys.
Both
they really did.
Both of those games.
That's what I'm talking about. Their game planning on defense is really good.
Yeah, why wouldn't you think they're going to have a great game plan this week? I have no reason to think they're not going to until it happens.
And they're pedestrian just like any other NFC team. Look what happened with Green Bay. Look what happened with Chicago. Look what happened in the first half against Denver with no quarterback.
Yeah.
This team, they're good. They're really good, but I think Tampa Bay's catching a break because I don't think that Drew Brees is going to play another snap, in my opinion, the rest of the season.
Then he's done.
I don't either.
Wow, then he's done. I think they'll bring him back. I think with what Drew Brees has done for that city and for that team, I think they'll bring him back.
No, I'm talking about for the regular season.
Okay.
They'll bring him back for the playoffs.
Okay.
But
yeah.
If he doesn't get reps, and I'm sure JD will agree with me, that is such an advantage to any other team that's playing him, especially if you're bringing him cold, fresh off an injury. He hasn't taken a hit to see how those ribs feel. I mean, JD, you played football.
If they bring him back for playoffs, will he play in the first playoff game?
Gonna have to.
Yeah, if he's available to play, he'll play.
You see, Rick, I have one too.
Nice. Very
I have 5
nice.
more.
Nice. Excellent. I don't know. Mine's been running around here. I don't know where he is now. One of them's been running around here.
Are you guys showing off your cats?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, he did. I don't know where mine is right now.
Rick, I invited you to my pet group, man. You should put your cat pictures in there, bud.
I'm not. I'm just.
JD, I have 5 cats.
I would like to actually have some opportunity to possibly meet a woman in my life, and being single, I just can't do that.
Hey, brother, I know some really nice Greek girls down here for you.
Yeah, but if I start posting pictures in pet groups and everything, it's just, I mean, I can't do it.
Oh, that was the greatest comment tonight.
Oh, I see him. He's directly opposite of me right now. He's looking at me like,
JD,
why are you
seriously,
yelling for me? And I'm looking at you.
Do you agree with that assessment that if Drew Brees does not play the rest of this regular season, how do you think he is going to be come playoff time? With that injury,
I think he'll be fine. I think he's fine. He's played for so many years. He's fine.
That's what everybody said last year, and look what he did. I mean, everybody was screaming, "Put Teddy back in! Put Teddy back in!"
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think they're going to win. I don't think they're going to go all the way, but I don't think it's going to be because of Drew Brees. I mean, everybody's been what's the I think the what is the news of his demise, the rumors of his demise has been greatly exaggerated. The guy, he does just continue to win. The Saints have done well this year. With him, without him, it didn't matter.
That's the point. The Saints do well without him. They don't really need him, and I think in some cases he takes away from what they can do.
I agree, but you're not going to the revolt against the Saints.
He's a Saints legend, and I get it.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah,
and I agree with that. But I'm just saying that.
Yeah, I'm not saying they wouldn't be better without him.
I might go with the hot hand and not the cold side dish that just come off the slab.
Yeah, that's why, Johnny, and then we'll close it off with this. Why I brought up, and Harry agrees, if the Buccaneers were to lose Brady to an injury, the season's not over.
No, it's not.
And definitely not.
And it might actually improve because you would have to go to a more basic game plan.
We all said the same freaking thing. We all said the exact same thing. Holy cow. Wow. I didn't think anybody would agree with me, and you both do.
Oh my God. When I actually talked about that earlier in the night, I thought Rick was grabbing his chest.
Well, that's a crazy thing to agree on. I mean, that really is a crazy thing to agree on.
Well, it would make the team a lot more balanced.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. And
Brady is here because he likes to throw the ball a lot. He threw 627 times last year in New England.
Yeah,
he does throw the ball a lot. So
yeah,
if you get somebody that you don't really trust throwing the ball, and you have to run make them a game manager.
Yeah.
Game managers win Super Bowls, dude.
Yep. Johnny, why don't you tell everybody where to find you?
I'm right here in Pittsburgh. I'm nowhere online.
Okay, thanks. Click.
My stuff just crashed.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for calling, Johnny.
All right, man. See you later.
Have a great night.
Johnny, have a really good night, brother.
Awesome. Harry, tell everybody where to find you.
Well, we're going to have 2 shows this week. Saturday evening between 6 and 9 with Tampa Bay Ray. Join us for a cup of Ray. And on Sunday night, they're going to have a special program starting at 6 or 7 p.m. And wait till you catch that show because everybody's going to be on it.
Saturday, you're leading into What's Cooking in the South. And Sunday, you're leading into Live from the Cheap Seats.
That's correct. Right before yours. And we expect you on that show because we're going to have like a 6-shot or whatever is going to happen. I have no idea. This is kind of all relatively new to me. But we're going to be very pro Bucs.
On which night? Sunday?
It's going to be Sunday evening. I believe
Okay.
It's 7 o'clock.
I'm available after 6, so that'll work.
That'll be great. Enjoy yourself at work. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for being on, Harry. I
Not a
appreciate
problem, my brother.
Your patience is staying on the whole night.
Hey, my pleasure. You take care of yourself, Rick. And I'm going to send you that recipe because I'm telling you, you're going to love it.
Please
you're
do.
really going to like it.
Please do. Awesome. You guys have a great night. All right. Thank you, Harry.
I'll see you later, buddy.
Bye-bye. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming in. I'm going to put up the recipe one more time for just a little bit, and then we will close this thing out. I want to say thank you guys for joining us. As always, Christopher, thank you. Angie, thanks for all the comments. Sorry I didn't get to you on the comments. I really seriously do appreciate you. Antonio, very much. Thanks, Ian. Thank you for coming on the show and the great commentary. You guys are great. Christopher, you're awesome. You really are awesome. Thank you. And all of you, Ben, if you're still around, all of you, thank you so much for being a part of this show. You guys are what make this whole thing work. You really, really are. So thanks. I look forward to seeing you. Let's see, what's today? Today is Tuesday. Our next show is Thursday night for another What's Cooking in the South. And we will talk Thursday night, I believe, at 9 o'clock. And then again, Saturday for the final What's Cooking in the South of the week. And live from the cheap seats on Sunday night. Thank you, guys. Have a great night. Enjoy this recipe. Let me tell you something. It's amazing.
could be us, but you haven't called. Call 1-833-77-SOLAR right now and join the 320 Solar Happy Customers Club for $0 down and no payments until 2022. We'll put the power back in your hands. 320 Solar. Power up.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Just because I let it slide doesn't mean it isn't pulling on my heart till it's almost wide. 'Cause I wanna let you feel strong.
The next host of the show. There, Harry. Yeah, I love you too, buddy. There, Harry.